So you had mentioned the last Nitro. Were there plans for you all to appear on that Nitro that got changed?
No, not that I know of. We
Okay.
were just basically we were included on everything,
hmm
and then we just didn't get included on the travel for that one.
And I mean, I remember specifically the first time I saw you two team together, and I was like, "Well, favorite team. There we go." I had never seen anything like what the two of you were doing. So I mean, I remember I saw it on TV. I went to my school's computer the next morning and looked you all up on Google. I was like, I got to know everything about these guys.
That's great.
So I mean,
I
you
got to.
all, if I'm reacting that way, there's got to be other people like in your personal lives that were like, "Holy crap, that those appearances are amazing."
Man, it's funny. I heard in an interview AJ said something about we did like 5 or 6 matches as a team,
Yeah.
but we wrestled each other probably, gosh, 150 times. In anything from singles that were just, in my opinion, probably the best work I ever did.
I saw a good 2 out of 3
Outside.
falls match with you all.
That match was extremely fun. That's probably one of my favorite matches I ever had the opportunity to do. The story we told in that, coming back as partners and starting out just kind of with respect, and then it breaks down. Then at the end of it, we make the new team in Wildside for Bill. I thought that was fun. But yeah, we those matches, like all the tag team stuff we were coming up with that day, like the hip toss flip, catch them, throw them up, and do the slam, and
Yeah.
the crash and burn, I think they called it, where we'd sweep them up like a back suplex and then face plant. We came up with all that stuff the day of. It wasn't anything we kind of premeditated or anything to that effect, because we'd wrestled each other so much. We kind of just knew what we could do.
So as you all started to gain again, a very short team, but I mean it's a very memorable team too because they were establishing that cruiserweight tag team division.
Mm-hmm.
Had you been told anything about the plans involving that? Because even though you all weren't heavily pushed, you were still an integral part of that division. There were some good teams there too.
Yeah, they were definitely, the Young Dragons were great. 3 count, just tremendous. Jamie Noble, Evan Courageous. Jamie was a dream to work with as well. I love working with
Didn't
Jamie.
you
He was
team with
always
him a couple times, like on house shows?
no, never got
I
to.
thought you did.
I knew Jamie from Wildside and Music City as well, though.
hmm
So he was another guy I kind of came up with. We actually got to wrestle. No, he wasn't in it. The only house show we did for WCW, I was thinking, was it was a Four Corners tag match. It was us against 3 count, against the Young Dragons, against Ray and Kidman. I think it
Oh
was a week.
man.
Yeah, that was fun. The Mark and Me wishes that was on videotape somewhere in the archives. But yeah, that one was fun. I think that was a week or so before the last Nitro, maybe 2 weeks.
Man, that was that sounds like an awesome match. Like I think about that and I'm like, yeah, that's one where I kind of, because WWE, they film everything for insurance purposes now. Every house show gets filmed now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, I wish that one was on tape somewhere.
I need to get them to. I need to find a hookup within their company that's in production then, because there was a cool spot I'd like to have the pro shot video of. A house
Yeah,
show, I guess, probably 2 years ago in Chattanooga. We'd taken my daughter Perry to see AJ because she loves him so much, and so she had her little sign that says AJ rocks, and her shirt on, all that stuff. And we said hello earlier in the day. She got to take her some pictures, of course, and then after his match, I don't remember who he wrestled, but he comes running over and grabs my kid and takes her to the ring.
oh, that's
So then
awesome.
so my 8-year-old daughter's in the middle of a WWE ring, and he hands her the world title. This is when he was the champion. So
Yeah.
she holds that over my head that she's been in the ring with the world champion and held the title, and I never got to do any of that.
Oh my gosh. So do
I
you?
would I'd
So
love to have that on tape though.
I'm sure they have it somewhere. I really am because they film everything for just whatever purposes in case there's
Sure.
something positive or negative. So it seems as if you and AJ still keep in touch, still on good terms.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. He's still the same guy he was 22, 23 years ago when I met him. Just a lot bigger star now. Yes, he's one of those guys. He never forgets where he came from. So we may not talk every day or anything like that, but I mean, honestly, who does when you're that busy? But if I text, he texts back, or vice versa, and he always does cool stuff for my kids. So I'm really grateful to him and his family.